Here we're going to tie a Krystal Woolly Bugger. First thing we're going to do is start with our thread. I have already pre-wrapped the hook with some lead wire for added weight. Now the next thing we're going to do is just take our thread and we're going to secure this wire to the hook by just wrapping back and forth with our thread. This does not have to be pretty at all. It can actually be pretty ugly. You're just gonna try to secure it. We're gonna cover all this up with material here once we start getting into the fly, so just get it nice and secure. Now you're gonna take your thread back to the bend of the hook and you're gonna take a piece of Marabou and you're gonna tie in the tip of the Marabou about the length of the hook shank hanging off the back of the hook. This will be the tail of our Krystal Woolly Bugger. Then you're going to tie that piece right up to where we started the wire. You're going to take your thread and just secure all that down. Make sure it's not going to turn on you. Now the next thing to do is tie in our rib, which is just going to be some silver wire. We're going to tie this on right on the side of the shank of the hook here. And we're going to wrap that all the way back to the tail that we just tied in. Just like so. Just leave it hanging off the back. Now the next thing we're going to tie in is our ice chenille. You can also use a material called a Staz cactus chenille. But for the Krystal Bugger, most people use the ice chenille. And you're just going to wrap this around the body of the fly here. Each wrap, I just stroke the fibers back just a little bit here. You're going to continue to do this all the way up till you get to the front of the fly. Once you get to the front, you're just going to capture it off with your thread. Trim out the excess. Make sure everything is tied down and secure here. Now once you've done that, we're ready for our hackle. You're just going to measure out a piece of hackle so it sticks out past the crystal flash. There we go. You're going to tie that in right at the head or front of the fly. Now you're going to take that hackle and you're just going to wrap it around the body, work your way back to the tail. Once you get to the back, you're going to capture it with your silver wire. You're going to work that silver wire in between all these pieces of hackle. Essentially you're counter wrapping it and keeping it from coming unraveled. And once you get to the front, you're going to capture that wire. Try to be careful not to trap too much material here. And you can trim your wire out. Trim out any of the material that you happen to accidentally trap. clean up that head just a little bit here. Once you've got it all cleaned up, you can whip finish. And you can trim out the excess feather hanging off the back of the fly. And that is essentially your Krystal Woolly Bugger.